Howdy, howdy.
Howdy,
I don't see
howdy.
nobody in there, but that's all right. I don't care. I'm just putting my thing out there. Anybody comes in to come in. If they don't, they don't. Oh, we've got one. It must be you.
Possible.
Well, there ain't nobody saying nothing.
It's me, probably. I just think it's
Right?
Hey, there's Teresa.
Teresa J. Howdy. I need to get fresh dip in. Let me drop down here right quick and get a fresh dip.
Them old dips get old, don't they, baby?
Yeah, it ain't that old, about 45 minutes.
Uh, long weekend.
This tub ain't exactly the freshest either, so that's all right. You have to go to cheaper stuff. You get cheaper stuff. That's all right. All right, there it is. I'm back again. I'm back again. Lickety, 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 fit. Well, let's see. We've gotten one full week down, and this next week ain't gonna be as busy, but it'll be busy.
That we know of yet.
That we know of. Go in the morning to get her pork put in, right?
I
Right.
have it, yeah, in the morning.
So, hello, Abbott. Yeah, we go in the morning and have her pork put in, and after that, I'm not sure what's up.
Yeah, we have to be there at 7:45.
Yeah. We had us a water leak. We got told about it a few days ago.
Told us about it Wednesday.
3 days later, they finally got out there and did something about it. What they did is what I had let it be known needed to have been done while we were into it before when we did all the rest of the plumbing. Oh, it'll be all right. Here, just a few months later, it obviously popped and was leaking, so they had to dig a few more feet out and found the copper line coming from the meter, and he connected into that. So now we'll have cleaner water because there won't be no galvanized pipe in there. It's all PEX and copper. Copper from the meter and PEX from the end of that line all the way up under the house and everywhere. So that is finally taken care of. I suspected there was a problem because every time you turn the cold on in the kitchen, you get a little bit of air going to it. And I wonder if that's Melinda because I'm showing 4, but I only know 3. That might be Melinda lurking back there. Or it might be Josie. I don't know. Or it could be somebody else. I have no idea. That's all right. Lurk away, lurk away. So anyway, we had that going. So we'll probably have a little bit of a high water bill this next month. But after that, it should be even less than what it was getting before that popped. Because now there won't be no leakage.
Yeah.
Won't be no air getting into it. Now you turn it on and it's straight to the water. No air gurgling through there, making the faucet go. Bah, 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 bah. So that'll be taken care of. Got a big old limb down the driveway. It must come down Friday night because I saw it out there Saturday. It's across the driveway, but not far enough to block me getting out. So I ain't going to worry about moving it.
So it had to become that big tree over there. The other
That
oak.
big pin oak.
Okay.
So Saw my neighbor have his tractor loaded on somebody's trailer this afternoon. So I wonder if he's having it taken to be maintained and done something to, or if he sold it. He might have sold it. I've seen him trying to get around lately, and he don't get around too good. I should have fixed my water up before starting this. But let's see. This past week, Dr. Rawls changed her trach out to an uncuffed. She had a cuffed trach, and now she's got an uncuffed. And even more junk coming up out of her, so that's a good thing.
Did you watch him change it out?
He made me watch him.
Yeah, he did.
He wasn't forceful. He was just kind of stern in the way he worded. You really need to understand all this. Dang, Dr. Riles, I said, you're going to take me across the threshold here. He said, I'll have it changed out before you get out that door. And he did.
Yeah.
He was fast. He just popped that one out and popped the other one in. But dang. Now I know if we absolutely have to, we can take that collar off and clean behind there if need be.
Yeah. Just basically have to hold that trach in place.
Yeah.
Which that would be a problem.
Be a good way to get clumps out.
Yeah.
If need be.
Well, I had a big one come out behind it this morning.
We could take it all the way out and do what we had to do and put it back in.
Yeah,
I won't take it that far though. I'll take the collar off and I might pull that a little bit to get around that area and everything. But
my throat's still
tender
and irritated from where he changed it.
Yeah. Oh me.
You're good.
And yes, folks, I'm still keeping up with the news as best I can between Benny and OK Rick, and Officer Tatum, and Professor Nez, all that. Hey, a whole bunch of junk going on out there.
You've been watching a lot of Chuck Norris lately, though, too.
Well, today I have been.
Says we got 5 in here. Hello, everybody that's in here, and I don't see you. If I missed you, hello.
Yeah, says there's 5. I see Abbott, Teresa J, you. I haven't seen nobody else sneak in, so I got some lurkers.
Lurkers work.
Lurkers work. You sit there and watch. Well, we're back down to 4. Whoever popped in, popped out. Oh, well. Big sis.
Hi, Sis Joy. She's listening.
She was the lurker from before. So whoever number 5 was, I don't know. They popped in, popped back out. That's okay. I don't care.
She's multitasking. I understand that, Miss Joy. I totally do.
Yeah, we'll go cleaning that trach out. That can be interesting.
Yeah, I was going to do a video on the tube feed and on the trach cleaning. Nope, ain't doing that.
Talk a minute. I'm going to fix some water up.
Okay. The tube feeding, that's less than 10 minutes when Piggy does it. When I do it, it takes about 15 to 20 because I don't do the push. I let it gravity feed. But as far as the trach cleaning goes, that can be kind of nasty. And with all the pollen around, especially all this green stuff floating around, it ain't the best thing to try to put on a video. Is Joy telling everybody hey? But yeah. Got to get up early 2 days in a row. tomorrow for the port. And then Tuesday, I've got to get up and go have blood work done, or lab work, I should say.
Oh, you done did the lab work.
I got to do lab work for Tuesday morning. I've got to go to the infusion center and have lab work done there. Then go back down to radiation, and they're going to do a CAT scan with contrast, so that they can map out the radiation areas for my neck. And after they do that, they're going to fit me for my mask and mold it over me. And that's to help hold me in place while I'm having everything done.
Now, all that's going to be done on Tuesday, right?
All that's going to be done on Tuesday.
All right.
All things supposed to be done tomorrow is the port. We get there at 7:45, get signed in, get taken back, and they'll take me back for surgery somewhere between 9 and 11.
Right. It'll be kind of a long day. That's all right.
So I get up early in the morning and I will clean my trach. And I will take my blood pressure medicine that I can take. That's the only medication I can take in the morning. And then we'll leave out of here between 7 and 7:15, 7:10, 7:15.
You on out, Fancy?
Get to the hospital by 7:45. Johnny Smile Pepper, welcome in.
Johnny!
Doing as good as can be expected, Johnny. I have my good days, my bad days. I have a pretty decent day today. My back was hurting something awful earlier, so I took me a half a dose of pain medication and it's eased up. I got my heater over here blowing on me, so I stay warm. It's when I get real cold that I start hurting real bad. I keep trying to put on weight. That doesn't want to stick.
Well, like I say, that tumor in there is sucking up a lot of the nutrients. You might start to pick up once they start the chemo and radiation, because that's going to start killing that thing.
Yeah.
And they start killing that thing, it won't be able to suck up those nutrients as much.
Yeah.
And as it gets smaller, it'll be sucking up less and less, because it'll be smaller.
It's bigger than I thought it was, but not as big as it could be.
Yeah, it looks like a big thick worm. And it's in a spot that there's only one thing that should be where it's at. And that's only from time to time.
That's hard to do.
Now, Johnny, that's a hard job. She does okay at it, but let's just say I make a lot of doctors and nurses laugh. I told her one doctor, one of her main doctors, Dr. Duhane, I explained to her, like I wrote about it on Facebook, talking about taking care of each other and everything. I told Dr. Duhane, I said, I'll tell you like I did on something I wrote on Facebook. I said, if a man can't wipe his wife's dirty ass when she needs it and still want that thing, he don't love her. So that's just how I see it.
It's all part of being together as a couple. You take care of each other. Sometimes one gives a little bit more than the other. Sometimes the other does.
Says the man JSP, who is never in line. Big sis, you know how we men are. If we're men, anyway.
I was going to go live last night. I actually went to bed about 7:30, didn't I?
Something like that.
I was just hurting so bad and I was so tired. And I slept until 9 o'clock this morning after.
Yeah, I make some of them doctors and nurses laugh once in a while. I had one I almost had an incident with. Had to straighten that one out about something. Josie,
Hey, Josie.
how are we? But
I done forgot what crazy was. I go to bed between 8 and 9 every night, mostly. And I get up next morning.
throughout this whole thing so far, there's only been one I didn't like. She came in wearing something that don't belong here in the States. I'll just leave that at that.
Randy got a Mustang instead of his truck, instead of another truck.
Yeah, she said, God help me. Well, Joy, tell them to enjoy the Mustang, but go ahead and get an old truck in case anything needs to be hauled. Because you're still young, making a little money, you need a truck from time to time. Maybe back in a few months. Where are you going?
Well, thank you, Josie.
Or are you talking about posting stuff, Johnny? I can't guarantee posting no videos. I hadn't felt it in a while, and I don't think to have her pull up the video and while we're going back and forth. He needs tank. Yeah, but Joy, they don't get no gas mileage.
Some days I feel like we do.
They don't get miles to the gallon, they get gallons to the mile. That wouldn't be good.
Maybe 3 foot to the gallon or 2.
With a tank?
Yeah.
No, they get gallons to the mile.
Oh.
I think it's like 7 or 8 gallons to a mile. And they run on diesel.
There's some more bed shorts soon.
Okay.
Yeah, life is busy. I understand that.
That's life, Johnny. It happens.
Yeah, all of us.
And it happens a lot.
That's why I'm only posting about 2 to 3 days a week on my little channel.
Yeah, we go places now that we've got to do this. And who knows when we get started going every day for the chemo and radiation. Chemo's only going to be once a week. The radiation is going to be 5 times a week. So it's going to be mainly radiation doing the work on this one. But we'll be going 5 days a week. So I might get her to pull out the camera and do some video. Me talk for a while and post them. Might do them on my phone.
That's what I was thinking.
And do that. But it's not going to be just the 6 weeks of the chemo and radiation. It's going to be, we've got stuff we're having to do beforehand, and there's going to be stuff we have to do post chemo and radiation.
And during chemo and radiation.
Yeah, but talking about the length of time, it's not going to be just set it up, do it, and be done. It's, they're going to wait a few months and keep check on her for a few months after it's all said and done. To make sure that thing is gone.
Yeah, during chemo and radiation, I got to go through speech therapy. I have to have my hearing checked every week.
She's got to be sure to try and swallow as much as possible. So it might get to a point she can't eat, so it'd be relying solely on those boluses, which is just a little protein shake like thing that's pure nutrients and given to her through the feeding tube. Oh yeah, they're attacking hard, Johnny. They're attacking hard. And Dr. Riles went ahead and had the trach and the feeding tube put in because he foresaw her going to need that. And then had the PET scan done. We saw some of it that way. But then the cancer doctor, he's the one doing the chemo and radiation, right? Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick is doing the radiation. Dr. Duhane is doing the chemo.
Okay. And anyway, Dr. Nick, he sent a thing like Dr. Riles did down her nose to kind of look around, take pictures, and got some very high definition pictures of what's in her throat. And Dr. Riles was right in having the trach and feeding tube put in. That thing, the tumor itself, I'm just going to be honest, it looks like a little dick trying to go down her throat. And it's got a good portion of her throat closed off already. And Dr. Riles was right in having that done because that thing starts breaking off, it could try to go down her windpipe, block her windpipe, and therefore causing her not to be able to breathe, or it could push over on her windpipe and cut her air off that way. So the trach was a good idea. And the feeding tube was a good idea because that's how she's getting a good portion of her nutrients right now.
No, I do eat what I can.
Yeah, she does a pretty good job eating as it is. Boy, if she gets that little monster out of there and can eat again, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
But he did say that there is a possibility that I could lose my taste, part of my taste buds, or that they could change to where foods taste different. And if that happens, it more likely will not come back.
What's that?
The taste buds.
There's the potential
he said
of losing some or not all of it for a while.
Yeah, he said that if that happened, it would not all come back; that it would stay.
No, he said taste buds would come back eventually.
I thought that was salivary glands.
He was talking about the saliva glands.
Yeah, salivary glands will come back. Keep from having
But
dry
he
mouth.
said the taste buds would come back too. Might take a while, but they'd come back because they'll grow. It's the saliva glands that will never come back 100%. So
Johnny, right now I can't even eat onion. All the good stuff, it messes my stomach up. So I'm waiting, and I'll be ready for that to happen. I'll be taken care of.
right, I can figure out how to get on StreamYard through my phone mobile device. I don't have a SIM card in it, so I can't really call it a phone. It is a mobile phone, but it don't have a SIM card in it. But I can figure out how to get on StreamYard for that. But since my channel is associated with her channel through her stuff on YouTube, it's hard for me to figure out how to do that. God's going to kick its butt. We're just walking through that fire. Elaine's doing her part by being positive as always. Your part of the fight is just remaining positive and knowing God's got it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a good feeling about all the doctors. Like Dr. Riles, he's an ENT, ear, nose, and throat. And she had mentioned something about God bringing us to all the right people and everything. And he said he's just a conduit. We knew then that was a godly man, and God's got it.
Every one of the doctors that I have spoken to and told that God has brought me to them for a reason have been humble about it.
Thankfully for me, Johnny, I don't think she's strong enough to handle one of them right now.
I just let Piggy cook for herself like I've been doing the last few days.
Yeah, it's going to be like that for a few months.
I have cooked for him. I cooked him sloppy joes earlier.
She does still cook some. But now, once this is all said and done, it's over with, she starts getting some of her energy back and her taste and stuff back and everything. That's what I'll be looking forward to. But she'll want to be in there cooking all the time then. Well, that's debatable, Johnny, but I do the best I can.
I agree with you, Johnny. I told Miss Joy earlier, I don't know what I'd do without him. And I really don't. He does so much for me. I feel like a nuisance half the time.
Is what it is. Has to be. Has to be. I mean, you know, we take our vows seriously. In sickness and in health, for richer, for poor, for better or worse. Well, right now we're doing the sickness. We got to do what we got to do. Yeah, there's half this stuff she couldn't do without help, so well, she probably could, but it would be really hard on her. Well, Joy, like when I told Dr. Duhame, man can't wipe her nasty ass when she needs him to and still want that thing, he don't love her. She looked at me and she went, well, I'm highly flawed, so I guess I qualify on that one. But she has done the same for me when I went through my surgery, so she's had to wipe up a mess, and clean me up, help me get around and do different things and all that. So, yeah, but you're so lovable, Joey. Both of you. I really got to figure out a different mask system because these straps get behind my ears and my glasses don't want to stay up. You got a point with that one, Johnny. Flawed is normal. There's somebody talking about Christian stuff on one post. I think it was Misty. Yeah, talking about she may not be perfect and this, that, and the other thing and all like that. And I commented on there. I said, "You show me a perfect Christian, I'll show you a liar."
The only perfect was Jesus Christ.
That's it. And he is the reason we are Christian.
Choice of wearing sunglasses versus a mask.
Well, my glasses, you can't really see my eyes that well because of the glare. So if I did that, you'd see the lower portion. Of course, most people on my Facebook now have seen who I am anyhow and on her Facebook too. But that's not the point. I got my little guinea pig on here. And
all right, Miss Joy.
All right, Joy. So, let's see. Maybe one day this summer I'll finish that one break on that band. And maybe see about doing the other one. When we finally get the money up, if she's able to apply for it and get her disability and stuff back, we might have the money to get that thing fixed up. Get a starter for it, make sure all the brakes are done right, get some tires for it, and go to driving that thing again. I missed it. All right, Johnny, you take care. Well, I think I'm going to cut it short.
Yes, he does, Johnny. Yes, he does.
Maybe once we start this chemo and radiation, we'll do videos on my phone and I'll get back into my usual diatribe about things going on in this world. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and get off there and say, y'all think about it. Piggy loves you.